Funny story. My adventure in change management. Change. Such a small word, yet it can cause a chaos, drama, and a lot of coffee consumptions. My adventure in change management began the day my university announced that all classes would now be held online. At first, I was thrilled. Finally, I can study in pajamas. I sat proudly imagining a life without early alarms, traffic jams, or uncomfortable shoes. I thought I realized and I thought I was ready for change. But oh, how wrong was I? The first day of online learning was the moment I realized change management is not for the weak. I joined my first Zoom class confidently, camera on hair half brush, and snack ready beside me. 5 minutes later, my Wi-Fi decided to play hide and seek. My face froze with yawn, and my lecturer said, "Can you please continue, Rinaldi?" I didn't even know what the question was. That was my first lesson about adaptability. Sometimes you just have to smile, pretend everything fine, and hope your internet catches up. Days turns into a week, and I began to understand that adapting to change wasn't just about surviving, it was about evolving. I learned to sit properly during class at least for the first 10 minutes. I started using sticky notes to track deadlines, and I even placed a bookshelf behind me on camera to make myself look academically intelligent. Change management level unlocked. But adaptation alone wasn't enough. I soon realized the importance of communication. Working on group projects online was, let's say, an emotional roller coaster. Someone always had a bad connections, another people forgot the meeting, and there was always the friend who typed, "Sorry guys, I just woke up." Misunderstandings happen all the time. We once almost submitted an assignment in the wrong format because everyone assumed someone else had checked it. Eventually, we learned that proper communication is not just about talking, but making sure people actually understand what you mean. Through all these struggles, I found my motivation slowly shifting. Before I studied because I had to now. I studied because I wanted to prove to myself that I could adapt to this new normal. My motivation came from small things. A good cup of coffee, finishing assignment before midnight, well, sometimes, and the sweet satisfaction of finally understanding how Google Meet works. There were days when I wanted to give up, especially when the Wi-Fi crashed during presentation or when my microphone accidentally stayed on while I complained about the lecture. But then I remind myself this is a part of the transformation process. Every mistake, every embarrassing moment was just a funny chapter in my journey toward becoming a better version of myself. One day, something amazing happened. My group mates start calling me tech support. Apparently, I had become the most technologically capable person in my team. Me, the same person who once asked, "Is PDF a type of file or a medicine?" Now I was the one teaching others how to screen share, fix their cameras, and record presentations. That was the moment I truly felt empowered. Empowerment gave me confidence, and confidence made me creative. I started experimenting with new ways to study, recording short video summaries, creating funny memes about management theories, and even turning a change management concept into a song. One time, I sang to my groupmates, "Communication is the key. Adaptability sets you free. Motivation, energy, transformation, destiny." They laughed so hard they forgot about our pending assignment for 5 minutes. Humor becomes my secret tool to handle stress. It reminds me that managing change doesn't always have to be serious. Sometimes you just need to laugh through confusion. As months passed, I noticed something incredible. I had changed. I was no longer the same student who panicked over small things. I had become more organized, more resilient, and surprisingly more positive. I realized that transformation is not about just becoming a new person overnight. It's about growing slowly, one awkward Zoom call at a time. Looking back to my journey through change management was like a sitcom, full of errors, laughter, and lessons. There was a drama, like when my Wi-Fi betrayed me, comedy when I accidentally turned on the cat filter during class, and even moments of inspirations when I finally aced a presentations after weeks of practice. In the end, I learned that change is not just the enemy, fear is. Once we stop resisting and start embracing change, everything becomes easier. Change teaches us patience, creativity, and humility. It forces us to communicate better, motivates ourselves, empower others, and continuously transform. So yes, my adventure in change management was messy, funny, and unforgettable. I learned to I learned to laugh at my own mistakes, stay flexible, and believe in progress, no matter how slow or awkward it looks. Because at the end of the day, life itself is one big change management project, and we're all just learning to manage it one wi- one like a Wi-Fi crash at a time. This is also I want to my self reflection of 8.3, overcoming resistance to change in your study in university. Name Muhammad Rinaldi, student ID B10-024231010, program or major management, date 4 November 2025. The first one, understanding the topic. What does resistance to change mean in the context of your university study? Resistance to change refers to the hesitation of or unwillingness to adapt to new learnings, academic methods, or university policies. In my experience, it means struggling to adjust when the university introduces new approaches, such as online learning platforms, update grading systems, or unfamiliar teaching styles that challenge my usually study habits. The second one is personal experience. Describe a specific moment in your study when you experience or observe resistance to change. I experienced resistance to change when my university first shift from traditional classroom learning to full online classes. At the time, I felt confused and overwhelmed by how to use the new platforms such as a Google Meet, Google Classroom, or Moodle. I missed the face-to-face interaction with my lecturers and friends, and I and I found it difficult to stay focused during online lectures. The third one is factor causing resistance. The first one is what factors contribute to the resistance. The first one, yes, the lack of understanding of the purpose of the change. Yes, the second one is the fear of making mistakes. The third one, yes, comfort with existing routines. The fourth one, also yes, limited support or guidance. The explanation, the main reason for my resistance was my comfort with the traditional classroom environment, where I could directly interact with lecturers and classmates. I was also afraid of making mistakes when using new online tools and felt unsure about how the new system would affect my grades. At the same time, there was limited guidance at the beginning, so many students like me struggle to understand the new learning procedures. The fourth one is the action or strategies taken. The, fir- the question is, what the step did we take or could you have taken to overcome the resistance? To overcome my resistance, I started by attending online training sessions organized by the university that explained how to use the digital platforms. I also asked for help from my friends who were more familiar with the technology and practice using the tools on my own. Gradually, I became more confident in attending virtual classes, submitting assignment online, and even helping my classmates when they had technical problems. The fifth one is lesson learned. The question is, what lesson did you learn from facing these situations? I learned that change, although uncomfortable at first, can lead to growth and empowerment. By stepping out of my comfort zone, I discovered new skills such as digital literacy, self-discipline, and time management. This experience taught me that flexibility and a positive attitude are essential in adapting to any kind of transmissions. The last one is the future applications. The question is, how will you apply this lesson to your future studies or professional life? In the future, I will apply this lesson by staying open-minded and proactive whenever I face changes in my studies or career. Instead of resisting, I will try to understand the purpose of behind each changes and focus on how it can benefit my personal professional growth. I will also encourage others to adapt positively by sharing my own experience and supporting them through the transition. Okay, this is all my funny story and my adventure in change management and also my self-reflection.